we are going to do in the revision class, we are going to discuss each and every unit of yours of all of the modules. So first of all, today we are going to cover your module A. And as you know, there are total 4 modules in your PPB. The module A. One second, just give me a minute. Yes. So we know there are 4 modules of yours, module A, module B, module D, C and D. There are 4 modules. And comparatively, if we talk about your IEIF, IEIFS, if I talk about, comparatively in the IEIFS, we have talked that C and D module have a more weightage. In your PPB, module A plus B have a more weightage, around 60% weightage is there. C and D have around 40% weightage. So that's accordingly, we are going to revise the session. So as we have started from C and D for the IEIFS, we are going to start from A and B for your PPB. Okay, so let's start. First of all, apart from that, if we talk about module A talks about your general banking operation. This module A talks about what? It talks about the general banking operation. This talks about the general banking operation. So what is general banking operation actually? First, we have to cover the banker-customer relationship. Achha, if I'm talking about a banker-customer relationship, first of all, let me know what is the lesser and lessee relationship. What is the lesser and lessee relationship in a banker-customer relationship? Let me know what is the lesser and lessee relationship. In the general banking operation, what is lesser and lessee relationship? So banker-customer relationship depends on the services bank is providing to the customer, because we know bank provided different types of services to the customer. According to those services, we have defined the banker-customer relationship. So locker, when bank provides a locker facility to the customer, that is known as your lesser lessee relationship, in which bank will be a lesser and customer will be a lessee. Okay. What about agent principal? What about the agent and principal relationship? What about the agent and principal relationship? Good morning, Rajesh sir. What about the agent and principal relationship? Okay, so whenever customer is giving a certain order to the bank to perform a certain service or perform a certain task on behalf of the customer, that is known as agent principal relationship. Okay, so that is known as agent principal relationship. Bank will be your agent and customer will be a principal. Like for example, for the check clearance, for tax payment, for my utility bills payment. Let's say for example, I want bank to make payment on behalf of me for my electricity charges or telephone bills or etc. All that will come under the simple your agent and principal relationship. Okay, chalo. So let's start this kind of question. Apart from banker-customer relationship, we will be covering AML KYC guidelines here. If I talk about the AML KYC guidelines, anti-money laundering and know your customer guidelines, AML KYC guidelines we have. If I talk about AML KYC guidelines, so you know that the certain rules, regulation like KYC, if you want to do, there are certain ways of doing KYC. You can make it digital. You can have a video conferencing KYC also. So this is the method that we have to cover. Apart from that, operational aspects of KYC. What are the operational aspects of KYC that we have to cover? That will cover all the official valid documents. Apart from that, apart from that, it will be providing you each and every aspect, like what conditions have to be followed in which case, like in case of individual, in case of company, in case of proprietorship, what are the conditions that you have to follow. That will be covered under this particular chapter. Then next we have your accounts of various types of customer deposit accounts, various types of deposit accounts we have in this particular chapter. Apart from that, we have in this particular chapter the banker's special relationship. Banker special relationship is a kind of your okay, banker customer relationship, you have a attachment order, you have a garnish order, है bankers duties you have to cover, right of set off, right of appropriation, all this will be the part of your module A. So that we will be covering in the form of the questions. Okay, that we will cover in the form of the questions. So first question in front of you, this, that the principal function of a bank is R of dash. What is the principal function of a bank? The principal functions of the bank is R dash. So let me know which of the following is right. The principal function of a bank, is it accepting deposit, lending, or accepting deposit, or second is lending and investing, third is non-fund business and remittance services, fourth is all of the above, and the fifth one is only A and B. So what do you think, which of the following is a principal function of a bank? Okay. Shweta ma'am, that will be your conceptual batch. Hana, do drop a message me on Telegram. I will send you the link. Hana, just drop a Telegram message on the Telegram. I will send you the link. Okay, so you guys are saying D will be. So first is accepting deposit, lending and investment, non-business, non-fund business and remittance services. What are these? A and A to C, if we talk about, is the business of a primary function of a bank. So bank provide these kind of functions to the customer. Okay, bank is providing these type of services to the customer. That is your principal function of a bank. That's your what? Principal function of a bank. Achha, if I talk about a bank, so first of all, when a bank and a customer, the banker and a customer, for the first relationship of a banker and customer will be of what type? The banker and customer relationship will be of when the customer opens a bank account with the bank. When a customer opens a bank account with the bank, so in that situation, customer is giving money to the bank, so customer will be known as what? Achha, what with the relation? If we are opening a bank account, this is a primary function and this is the first relationship of a banker and customer. This is the point from where the banker and customer relationship starts. So in case of banker and customer, if a customer opens a bank account, what condition will be followed here? What kind of relationship will be created? Who will be the debtor and who will be the creditor? So here the customer is giving fund. So customer will be a creditor or a debtor? Customer will be your creditor or debtor. So obviously if customer giving a money, so customer becomes the creditor and bank becomes the debtor here. So they are this is the first relationship between bank and customer. So customer became creditor, debtor will be your banker. So this is the first relationship which starts with the primary function of a bank, that we're talking about here. Now second, we have when a bank lends money to the corporate person, the relationship between them is, now bank is giving loan to the customer, whether it is an individual person, whether it is a corporate, it doesn't matter, but if the bank is giving funds, so bank will be known as what? The borrower and lender, creditor, debtor, debtor, creditor, customer and creditor. So we have seen when the bank is a debtor, I can write like this, when the bank is a debtor and customer is a creditor, this is the case when customer opens bank account. Customer opens bank account, and this is the first relation between the bank and a customer. This is the first relation between the bank and a customer. So bank will be your debtor and customer will be a creditor. Here the bank is providing loan to the corporate. Who is giving money? Bank is giving money. So now bank will be known as what? Bank will be known as the creditor here. So right answer will be B, that the creditor and debtor relationship. So when bank is giving loans, so bank is your creditor. So the relationship between the bank and customer will be a creditor-debtor relationship. Okay, this relationship will be a creditor-debtor relationship. Now, so right answer will be you have B. Next question. Next question asking about what relationship is created when the bank collects a check in a clearing. When the bank collects check in a clearing, what kind of relationship it will be created? Bank is collecting check for the clearing purpose from the customer. So customer is giving order to the bank to perform this particular check facility. So it is a holder for value, clearing member and principal, agent and principal, collecting bank and holder, none of the above. So what do you think, which of the following is the right relation between the bank and customer when the bank collects check in the clearing? Very good. That's an agent-principal relationship. That's an agent-principal relationship. The bank become the agent and the customer become the principal here, because customer is ordering the bank to perform a certain transaction on behalf of him. So right answer will be your C option, agent and principal relationship. Now next question, demand deposit are those which can be withdrawn dash. Demand deposits are those deposits which can be withdrawn dash. On request, on sanction by manager, on demand or persuasion. So when your demand deposit will be taken. So in the IEIFS, you have studied about NDTL, net demand and time liability, right? You all have studied about NDTL. So when we talk about net demand and time liability, first we have a liability. Liability means public deposit. That deposit that bank have to return to the customer. And this liability is of two types. That is, one is demand liability, the another one is time liability. It means the banker, if the bank is providing deposit services to the customer, so there are two types of deposit in front of us, that is demand deposit and term deposit, or you can call it a demand liability or a term liability. Now demand deposit covers your CASA. CASA means current account, savings account. Term deposit covers your RAFA. It means recurring account and fixed account. So demand deposit means those type of deposit which can be deposited or withdrawn by customer whenever the customer wants. It means very obvious, the demand deposits are the deposits, those which can be withdrawn on demand. That is the CASA. That is what? That's the CASA. So right answer is C. Now, merchant bankers are dash. What are merchant bankers? Merchant bankers are dash. Financial brokers, financial intermediaries, credit appraisal, underwriters, all of the above. Who are here? The merchant bankers. Who are here? The merchant bankers. Merchant bankers are dash. Shweta ma'am, yesterday there was lot of messages on the Telegram, like regarding your questions, regarding your answers. Regarding your result of EIFS, right? So because of those lot of messages, I was not able to see your message. So drop a message and do tag me on the Telegram, है ना? Do tag me in the Telegram channel that what is your query, or let me know today. Okay. Yesterday there were a lot of messages, so might be I have missed your message. So you guys are saying the right answer will be merchant bankers are what? Financial brokers, financial intermediaries, credit appraisal, underwriters, all of the above. So they are the financial intermediaries. What are they? They are the financial intermediaries. So merchant banker, first of all, a lot of time we have studied this in the IIFS as well, that they are regulated by SEBI. And what they are doing, they are simply a financial intermediaries for the customers. They provide the financial services to the customers. Okay, that will be a commercial as well as investment services advice also. They also give the consultancy. The right answer will be your financial intermediaries. Next question we have here. Under which section of Banking Regulation Act prohibits use of word banker or banking company by a company other than a banking company? Shiv Sankar sir, what you can do, you can search by my name. Just search Amanjot Kaur, you will find it easily. Search by my name. So, which section? Under which section of Banking Regulation Act it prohibits use of the word banker, banking, banking company by a company other than a banking company. So it have been said very clearly that the company, the word banker or banking can be used only when you are accepting deposit from the public for the purpose of lending or investment. Anna, for what purpose? For the purpose of lending and investment, when you accept deposit from the public, and afterwards we are talking about what you are doing. You are simply using that money to provide loan and investment in the market, and that will be withdrawable by the customer by giving the check or demand draft or other instrument. So that's what we're talking about. Actually, your the banking business of banking. First, if we talk about the acceptance of deposit from the public for the purpose of lending and investment, and that will be withdrawable on the demand of the customer. But when we talk about which company can use this word banker or banking company or bank, they can only be these conditions that I have discussed. Apart from that, you cannot use the word banking or banker, and this is what we're talking about here. Hana, this is what we're talking about here. And under which section it has been defined? Under the section 7(1)(d), it has been said that when you can use this word and when you can do not use this words. Hana, so those companies who are not accepting deposit from public or using that deposit for the investment and lending in the market and making that deposit withdrawable for the customer on the demand, those companies cannot use the term banking company, bank or banker. This has been defined under the section 7(1). This has been defined under where? The section 7(1). Okay. Chalo, next, if we talk about the detailed description of this topic, so you can see section 7(1) of Banking Regulation Act, it prohibits the use of the word banker or banking company by a company other than the banking company. Okay, now what does section 7(2) say? Further prohibits the use of the such word by an individual or a group of individuals or a firm. Let's say, for example, I am taking money from the market. Hana? Let's say, for example, I am taking money from the market and I want to use the word banking, or like I am doing the same task. Banking is accepting deposit from the customer. I am also taking money from the public. So banking using that money in the lending and investment, but I am using that money for my business activities. Let's say I started my own business. Hana, for that I need a capital, obviously. So I have taken capital from the market by issuing shares. Let's say, for example, by issuing shares or by debentures or bond, whatever purpose I have used, I raised money from the market. And that money which I have raised from the market, I'm using for my business activity. I'm opening my different branches on a different location. I introducing this product line or something like that I'm doing. So this will not be used as a banking term. Hana, this condition, you cannot ask this condition as a banking company or a banker, or you cannot call it a banking, because you are an individual. You are collecting money from the public, but you are not using that money for the lending or investment purpose. You are using money for your own purpose, Hana, for your own reason. So that's why it will not be calculated. Hana, that's why it will not be calculated as a term banking company or a banker. Next question we are talking about, under which section of the Banking Regulation Act 1949, the term banking means accepting for the purpose of lending or investment, deposit of money from the public, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by check, draft, order or otherwise. Hence, the banker is in the business of accepting deposit from the public and utilizing these for the purpose of lending or investment. So under which section it have been defined? Under which section it have been defined? That the banking business is what? Banking means simply accepting deposit from public for the purpose of lending. Hana, this is the actually definition of a banking. This is the actual definition of a banking. But this is not the only services bank is providing. Apart from this, also a lot of services bank provides. A lot of services that bank provides apart from this, that is defined under section 6 of the same act, Banking Regulation Act 1949. And the right answer for this question will be Okay, acha, sequence number a little bit na off, like I didn't get the time to make it a sequence number. So do not be confused about the question number. Ignore that. Now you guys are saying section 5B, very good. Section 5B talks about what is the business of banking. It tells us about what is the business of banking. So right answer will be your B option, section 5B. So section 5B has given us the definition of the banking. You can see here. So as per section 5B of the Banking Regulation Act 1949, Banking Regulation Act term banking means accepting deposit, etc., Hana, and you are also making the fund available by the withdraw. Now, here. Next we have next question. So before that, if we talk about here section 105 of Transfer of Property Act, it deals with the lease, lessor and lessee. The banks provide safe deposit locker to the customer. The bank provide what? Bank provide the safe deposit locker to the customer for use on lease basis. So the relationship here is that of lessor and lessee, or the licensor or licensee relationship. So the bank shall not be liable for any damage and or loss of the content of a locker that is arising from natural calamities or act of God, like the earthquake, flood, lightning, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so if you remember the movie Oh My God, if you have seen that, so in that situation, the LIC company says the insurance, sorry, not the LIC, the insurance company said that this is the act of God. Hana, we are not liable to pay the money of your loss because of it's an act of God. So these are the natural calamities that is known as the act of God. And if there is an act of God situation here, in that situation, bank shall not be liable for any damage or loss recovery to you. Only if the bank's its own loss is there, like bank's its own negligence is there, then only it will be done. Okay, so bank shall exercise appropriate care for protection of their locker system and premises. So, but if there is certain natural calamity, bank will not be there. Bank will not be liable to make payment of your locker facility. Okay, but yes, if in the negligence of the bank, in the case of the negligence of the bank, this happened, in that situation, the bank have to pay back. Okay, so this is the section 105 of Transfer of Property Act talks about. The next question we have, that is asking about that in terms of time deposit, which statement is not true? In case of time deposit, or you can call it a term deposit, which of the following is not true? Okay, C and D, you guys are saying. Two options are coming. So in terms of time deposit, you're asking about repaid after expiry of deposit period, high interest rates which vary according to the period. Time deposit are for a period ranging from 7 days to 124 months. 7 days to 124 months. Okay, so right answer is saying not true is the third option. Very good. The third option is not true. It means the C option will be right answer. It will be paid after the maturity will be complete. Like now, let's say I have taken a FD or RD for the period of 6 months or 7 years or 10 years, let's say whatever the duration is. So after that, I will be getting my money back, the maturity amount. It means the principal plus interest I will be getting back. Apart from that, higher interest will be paid on the basis of your duration. If I'm having a FD for 1 year, if I'm having a FD for 7 years, the rate of interest will vary in both conditions. Apart from that, now the time deposit duration vary for FD and RD. In case of FD, it will be 7 to your what years? 7 days. Hana? This is from 7 days to 10 years. In case of FD, you have to give for the FD duration 7 days to 10 years. It should be. And for RD, it will be 6 months to 10 years. 6 months to 10 years. So this should be the duration of your FD and RD term deposit. So it should be 120 months, not the 124 months. Okay, that's why the third statement is wrong. That's why the third statement is wrong. If the question have been asked like this, let me ask here. Let's say question is asking when will the withdrawal can be done? When withdrawal can be done in case of term deposit. And the first option is saying on bank's demand. On bank's demand. Second option is saying on customer's demand. On customer's demand. Third option is saying, let's say on the maturity. On maturity, that will be withdrawal. Okay, fourth is saying none. Which of the following will be the right option? Which of the following will be the right option? Now audio. Okay, chalo, let's continue. So if we talk about here, that withdrawal condition we are talking about in case of term deposit, which of the following will be the right answer? A, B, C or D? On bank's demand, on customer's demand, on maturity period, or none of the above? Very good. The right answer should be both B and C. So right answer will be none. Hana, both B and C. Either we can write either B or C. So you can withdraw when the customer is asking about the withdrawal, you have to give the withdrawal. And the second thing is on the maturity. Very good. So right answer will be B and C. So here the answer is C option. Now, next question we have. Objectives of KYC is R dash. What is the objective of KYC? The objective of KYC is R dash. What is the objective of KYC? What is the objective of KYC? To ensure appropriate customer identification, to monitor transaction of suspicious nature, to ensure that the customer would not deceive the bank, to ensure if loan is given, it would not become an NPA, and only A and B. So if I talk about KYC, KYC is know your customer. KYC is a process. KYC is a process that have to be compiled by each bank and financial institution to know about their customer. To know about their customer. If the bank or the financial institution wants to know about their customer, they have to have what? They have to have the proper KYC procedure. It will let them know the condition which the customer is, like customer will be capable of creating any risk in the further or not, customer is a defaulter or not, customer is a fraud or not. Apart from that, also let you know the basic information about the customer that is required to know your customer. And you guys are saying E will be the right answer. Very good. Only A and B will be right. Okay. To ensure the appropriate customer identification, to monitor the transaction of suspicious nature. Achha, one report have to be created in case of suspicious transaction, that is known as suspicious transaction report. Let's say if the bank have a doubt in your account, that bank is thinking or bank feels like this transaction is suspicious transaction and bank is having a doubt in your transaction. In that situation, suspicious transaction report have to be filed. And this have to go where? To whom you have to file this particular report and after how many days? What is the duration for which you have to submit the STR report and to whom it should be submit? Let me know both the conditions, both the thing. Correct. It should go to the FIUIND, Financial Intelligence Unit, and after 7 days of suspicions. Like let's say for example, today you thought about that this is the transaction, it might be suspicious transaction. So from today you have to wait for 7 days. Within 7 days you have to give that particular report. Achha, apart from STR, we have CTR report. We have cash transaction report. Then apart from that, we also have your cross-border transaction report. Apart from that, we also have a non-profit transaction report. Apart from that, we also have a counterfeit currency report. All these reports also have to be submitted to the FIUIND. But after how many time? What is the period of which you have to submit these reports? Within 15 days. Or within 30 days? Yes, very good. Next month 15th, it means before the succeeding month 15th of date, you have to submit this report. These reports have to be submitted 15 days of the succeeding month. All these 4, and the STR should be deposited within the 7 days of the suspicious transaction you have find out. Now, objective of KYC have only A and B. Next question. Banks appoints a dash who is responsible for submission of reports to the FIUIND. Bank appoints whom? Bank appoints whom? Okay. Is it a designated director, company secretary, principal officer, compliance officer? Which of the following is correct? And the right answer will be your okay. Everyone is going with the principal officer, and that's true. The right answer will be principal officer. The bank have to appoint the principal officer, and this principal officer, we transfer all the reports to the FIU IND. And what are the all reports? So right answer will be C here. Hana, right answer will be C. Now, before going forward with the next question, let's understand the reports, Hana, and which condition what report have to be filed. So first we have a CTR. CTR report is cash transaction report. CTR is what? CTR is a cash transaction report. A cash transaction of 10 lakh or more. Hana, the first condition is cash transaction we are talking about of rupees 10 lakh. Cash transaction of rupees 10 lakh or more. Like in what case you have to pay this, you have to submit the CTR, Hana, or more or the equivalent. Now, the second condition we have in the CTR report or the cash transaction report is series of cash transaction. This is the cash transaction we talk about. And if you are having a series of cash transaction, not in a one go you have done the transaction, but you are doing a series of transaction. So series of transaction in a month. Series of transaction in a month. Right, that is covering your integrally connected to each other. Like all the series of transactions are integratedly connected to each other. To each other. Okay, so when you are performing a series of transactions and they are integrally connected to each other, and that is aggregating the same amount. In the series of cash transaction, we will have a same amount, that is 10 lakh. Hana, aggregating 10 lakh or more or equivalent. So in these two conditions, you have to give the CTR report. That's a cash transaction report. If you want a full form, I will write here. That's a cash transaction report. Hana? Do remember these conditions of the report that you have to submit because these can be asked. So this is the condition for the CTR cash transaction report. Okay. Second, we have a CBWTR. Second report, we have a CBWTR. What is the CBWTR? Can you let me know? What is the meaning of CBWTR? So it covers your cross-border wire transfer of what amount? Cross-border wire transfer of what amount? For more than 5 lakh. More than what amount? More than 5 lakh. Okay, more than 5 lakh. Or equivalent. Equivalent. Right? But where either the origin or destination of the fund is in India. But this condition will be followed where either the origin or it means the fund came to India or goes from India. Hana, origin or destination of fund is India. Clear? So this is the condition for the CBWTR cash cross-border wire transfer report it is. So if you are having a cross-border wire transfer of more than 5 lakh or equivalent, where either the origin or destination of fund is in India, that will be counted as a CBWTR report, that is a cross-border transaction report. Okay, now we have a NTR. Now the third report we have a NTR. What does NTR stands for? Let me know. What is the full form of NTR? So here it will cover the receipts by the non-profit organization, receipts by non-profit organization. Hana, receipt from the non-profit organization of more than what value? More than your 10 lakh or equivalent. More than your 10 lakh or equivalent. Clear? Let me know the full form of NTR now. What is the full form of NTR? It is actually your non-profit organization report. What is the full form of NTR? Non-profit organization report. Okay, this is the full form of NTR. Non-profit organization report. Next type of report we have, that is your fourth, CCR. That's a counterfeit currency report. Okay, it will be given for all counterfeit currency received. Hana, currency notes received. That will be counted in the CCR. Clear? And the last one type of report we have a STR, the suspicious transaction report. The last type of report we have what? We have a STR. Acha, apart from that, if we talk about your CTR, NTR, cross-border wire transfer report, cross-border wire transfer report, and the CCR. All these reports have to be submitted. When it have to be submitted? By the 15th of the following month. By the 15th of the following month. Okay, so this report is very important. Do remember these reports. All reports are very important. So these reports will be submitted on the monthly basis. And who will submit these reports? Principal officer have to submit these reports to the FIUIND, Financial Intelligence Unit, India. That will be by 15th of the following month, or you can call it a succeeding month. Hana? Now, we have a fifth report, that is STR. STR stands for Suspicious Transaction Report. STR stands for what? Suspicious Transaction Report. It have to be notified within 7 days. Hana? You have to notify about this type of report within 7 days of establishing suspicion. So the day you have got a certain doubt on a transaction, from that day to the next 7 days, you have to give the report of the suspicious transaction report. Clear? So do remember all these reports. These are very important. That's why we have discussed differently. Now, a customer are typically categorized as dash in risk category. Customers have been typically classified in dash in a category. In how many category of risk the customer have been categorized? 4, 3, 2, or 1. And let me know the name of the categories also. Name of the categories are and periodic updation of KYC for that particular risk category of customer. Very good. There are three categories, that is low risk customer, medium risk customer, and a high risk customer. Low, medium, and high. If I talk about the low risk customer will have a duration of 10 years. Every 10 years, at least every 10 years, you have to do the KYC updation for low risk customer. For medium risk customer, it will be 8 years. Okay. And for your high risk customer, it will be 2 years. So this is the three types of risk category of customer we have defined. The low, medium, and high. In case of low, it will be 10, medium 8, and high will be 2. The periodic updation of KYC. Okay, do remember that. So right answer will be three categories are there. Now, the director FIUIND can take action against dash for violation of PMLA obligations. Let me know the answer. It is the bank, the employee, the principal officer, all of the above. Okay, B and D, two options are coming. So the director, the FIUIND can take the action against any of the above. For violation of PMLA obligation. What is PMLA? Prevention of Money Laundering Act. That is the act that have been introduced by the government. If someone is violating the money laundering, anti-money laundering rules, then the certain action will be taken by the government from the in against to that person, and that action will be taken as a Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. And if person found guilty that the person is violating the regulations of the PMLA, then the action will be taken by the director of FIUIND against the bank, against any employee, against the principal officer. So all of the above will be the right answer. Okay, action can be taken for any of these. So right answer is D. Now, non-profit organization transaction report pretends to dash in the account of NPOs. Is it cash transaction, all transaction receipts above a threshold value, or cash receipts? So non-profit organization transaction reports pretends to dash in the account of NPOs. Pretends to cash transaction, all transactions, receipts above a threshold value, and a cash receipts. Also, let me know, everyone is going with the C option, right? Everyone is going with the C option, that is true. Now, what is the threshold value? What value it is that you're talking about? In case of NPO transaction report, in case of your NTR transaction report, what is the value? Threshold value is what? Very good. Just we have discussed 10 lakh or more or equivalent. This is the value. If above that transaction happens, you have to do what? You simply have to report about it. So right answer will be your C option. Next question. Customer acceptance policy of a bank should state that the bank will not open an account. In which case? The customer acceptance policy of a bank should state that the bank will not open an account dash, which is operated by a third person on behalf of the account holder for a professional intermediary for its client in Benami name without a PAN. In what case the bank will not open an account? Okay, everyone is going with the C option. Very good. In a Benami name, the bank will not open the account. So right answer will be your C option. In the Benami name, the bank will never open a bank account. That's the customer acceptance policy we have. So customer acceptance policy of a bank state that the bank will not be allowed to open any account of a customer on the Benami name. Very good. Next question. Next, we have customer acceptance policy. Customer identification is required to be done for international transfer of funds of dash. So if we talk about the customer acceptance policy or customer identification, these are the simple steps that we are taken to have what? To have the knowledge about our customer. Okay, so customer identification is required to be done for the international transfer of funds of dash of 50,000 and above, over 50,000, any value, none of the above. Okay, 12th is A, 50,000 and above. See, you are going for an international transfer. Hana, you are going for an international transfer. Any value, it will have to be done, the customer identification. Doesn't matter what value you are transferring from India to abroad, or you are doing an international transfer, but the customer identification have to be done in every case. Hana, so there is no amount limit is there. Hana, in any case, you have to do the customer identification if the transaction is happening internationally. So right answer will be your C option. Okay, right answer is C option. Next question. In case of NRIs, for the purpose of opening an account, a copy of KYC document may be certified by. In case of NRIs, for the purpose of opening an account, a copy of KYC document may be certified by whom? The NRI herself or himself, the employer of NRI, any bank branch, any judge. So if you are having NRI means non-resident Indian, if in case of NRI for the purpose of opening an account or copy of KYC document may be certified by which person? So KYC is mandatory. Without having the KYC, the bank will not open your account. But in case of NRI, the copy of KYC have to be certified by which person? Obviously, a bank branch will not have the option. The employer of NRI will also not have the option. The NRI cannot do that. So right answer is just. You need a valid certification. Na? You need a legal certification. To have a legal certification, you have a legal validation. You have to take a certificate from the judge. You have to certify the KYC of the document of the NRI customer from a judge. So right answer is D. Okay, next question. Among the documents stated below, dash is not an OVD. OVD stands for what? Let me know what is OVD, how many total documents are there in the OVD, and let me know the names of the documents. Let me know the names of the document as well. Okay, it is officially valid documents, correct. The right is it is officially valid document. And there are total how many documents? There are total 6 documents. Very good. Officially valid document, there are 6 documents, and out of the 6, which is not there, the PAN card is not there. PAN card used to be your official valid document, but it have been removed. So first you have a job card by NREGA. Second, you have a letter by NPR. Third, you have a proof of profession of Aadhaar number. Hana, apart from that, the fourth you need is your simple passport, your driving license. Hana, your driving license can be taken as a official valid document. Then apart from that, your voter's identity card. Your voter's identity card. So these are the 6 documents that will be covered. Here the NPR stands for National Population Registry. Hana, so letter by the National Population Registry will be counted. So the passport, driving license, proof of possession of Aadhaar number, voter's identity card that have been issued by the Election Commission of India, the job card that is issued by the NREGA that have to be duly attested by the officer of state government. Okay, and apart from that, the letter issued by the National Population Register that contains the details of name and address, everything. So the right answer here is PAN card. PAN card is not any more official valid document. There are 6 official valid documents, and these are those. Next, so right answer is PAN card. In case of a company which is not listed, any individual with holding more than dash of the total share capital is a beneficial owner. What percentage it will be? Okay. Very good. So right answer is 25%. So in case of a company which is not listed any individual with holding more than what? 25% of the total share capital is a beneficial owner. Is what is a beneficial owner? Clear? If we talk about official valid document, sir, the official valid document will cover your Aadhaar. That is proof you are giving. Okay, next. So right answer will be 25% here. Next question is, introduction while opening account is dash. So introduction when you are opening account of a customer, it will be dash. Optional, not to be taken, discretionary or compulsory. Okay, the right answer will be not to be taken. In case of introduction while opening an account, it not to be taken. It used to be there when there was not KYC activities. So before KYC, we used to take here, Hana, before KYC, we used to take your introduction from the customer of a bank only. Hana, you have to give the introduction from the customer who is the customer of your branch only. That was your introduction required, but now we have a KYC process, so you do not need a person who is a known of your customer, and you have to give the introduction for that. So it not to be taken. It used to be there when there was no KYC services, but after introducing KYC services, this is not there. This is not to be taken. Now, a minor for whom the court has appointed a guardian attains majority of completion of dash. A minor for whom the court has appointed a guardian attains majority of completion. Of which year of age? 21 years, 18 years, 15 years, or 17 years?
यूट्यूब पर पूरी खिलानी है घंटे कहते हैं एंड कर देंगे एक बार एंड कर देंगे
Okay, so right answer here will be your, that is 18 years. So minor will be a person who haven't attained the age of 18 years here. That will be counted here answer. So right answer is 18. Now next question is minor's account can be opened in the guardianship of dash. Minor's account can be opened in the guardianship of which person? It should be a mother and father, mother or father, grandmother and elder brother. Which of the following will be right? So we are opening a minor's account. So minor can open the account but cannot the current account. On the name of the minor, account cannot be opened. The current account cannot be opened. Okay, so right answer will be, it can be mother or father, both can be, hai na? Either mother or father, both can be the guardian here who can open in what no, whose guardianship the account can be open of the minor. Now there should be two persons to open a partnership account in a bank. In which of the following cases an account can be opened? So there should be two persons, hai na? We need a two person to open the account. There should be two persons to open the account for your what purpose? For your partnership firm. So what are the conditions in which you can open the account for the partnership firm? One, the X is age 25 years, Y is 17 years, X is 25 years, Y is 21 years, X is 17 years, Y age 16 years. So Shubha is 30 years and Rachna aged 16 years, then X age 71 years and Y age 57 years. But lunatic. In which case you can open the account? When both are the major, it means only in case of this account can be opened, not because of this, not because of this. You cannot open the account. So there are certain conditions here. Lunatic condition is there. So the right answer will be B. When the X is age of 25 years and Y age of 21 years, then you can open the account of partnership. Next question. Hindu undivided family account is to be open in the bank where there are three major persons. Mr. Shiv Kumar, father, Mrs. Ramavati, Shiv Kumar's mother, Sharat Kumar's son, who can become the Karta of Hindu undivided family. Who can become the Karta of Hindu undivided family? Mr. Shiv Kumar, Mr. Sharat Kumar.